Folks, I hope you had a good rest and you're all amped up for the second half of the show. So, we'll start off with one of my favorite questions that I like when I meet somebody for new. Do you watch Seinfeld?
Yes.
Who is your favorite character?
I would say Uncle Leo.
That's who I am too, Uncle Leo. He's only in a few of them, but he's beautiful.
Elaine, I love to watch her dance.
Oh, yeah. She's quite the dancer. Oh, God. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. You know, there is, if you watch the show carefully, 3 subsets.
Yeah.
Just 3 distinct little stories within the master story.
Right. Yep.
That was really good. All right. All right, let's get down to serious business.
It's business. Got it.
Haunted houses. Do haunted houses exist? Have you ever had an experience?
Oh, yeah. Ash Road.
Ash Road.
Mm-hmm. There was a vacant house over there on Ash Road that we went in one time because the door was not even on the place. Went in and we were attacked by something. I don't know what it was, but we ran out of there scared and never went back.
Wow. How old were you?
Probably about 7.
Probably an adult in there. You were sleeping or something, and he didn't want you kids
some
in there.
vagrant that we disturbed them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had members of my family have stuff. They're relatively normal people and just have strange things happen to them. One was the kitchen. They go to bed, come down in the morning for breakfast. Did you leave those drawers open? No, I didn't. I haven't been downstairs yet. 3 drawers open. Or loaf of bread taken out of the freezer and put on the counter.
I don't think apparitions can actually touch things, but what do I know?
But
I'm of the belief that apparitions are not able to move objects or be able to touch things, but what do I know?
You know, the more serious one was a guy that I worked with, and sane. And
In whose opinion?
Well, he was a good guy, and he got married, and they bought a house in Mansfield. Well, they never thought it out, but the house was kind of this way, and it butted up with the cemetery.
Oh, nice.
The old cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
The old end of the old cemetery. Didn't think anything of it. In fact, he said to his wife, this will be a nice, quiet neighborhood. No kids with their
Too scared to
record
come down
machines and everything.
Too
So
much.
they move in. Strange things start happening. In the middle of the night, you can hear a door open and close. You can hear drawers opening and closing. You can go in the dining room and see the arrangement on the top of the table, all convoluted. So the wife said, I don't like this. And so they actually tried to get their money back, and the people they bought it from wouldn't talk to them about it. So they had a child, and the stuff increased. it happened more often. And she said, I got news for you. You can stay here for the rest of your life, but the baby and I are moving out tomorrow. I'm calling my mother and father, and they're going to come get us. You can do whatever you want with this house. So, what do you make of something like that? I mean, do you think he was trying to drive her crazy? That's the first thing that came to my mind.
I think it's sleepwalking.
I don't know. I don't
You never know what people are doing when you're sleeping.
You know, this only happened to me like twice.
Yeah.
I got up to go to the bathroom, and I don't know to this day if I went to the bathroom or not, but I ended up sitting in the middle of the living room floor. And I woke up in the dark, and I said, I've died. I've died. And I started blinking my eyes, and I was able to see shadows of things. And I had sleepwalked.
Yep. Don't know if we all do it.
Strange.
I don't know. Do we all do it? I don't know.
Oh, George Cronin.
Yeah, George.
Did you ever hear the story about where he got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, looked out the window, and there was a spaceship there? And he actually told me that. He believed it.
Well,
And he's a sane man. He wasn't a nut. He
no.
was-
In
yeah.
fact, if you said to me, name the most conservative guy in town, he'd probably be
Yeah.
on the list.
No, he told me, and people around, his kids told me, he woke up, went, and saw a spaceship, something, and then it left.
Wow. Huh. I don't know. I can't believe there's not other beings.
Definitely is. Definitely.
We can't be alone.
Someplace.
We're not alone.
Yeah, we're not alone. But there's what started this was there's a story about a spooky house down Rhode Island, and it's going back up for sale again. The auction house canceled it. Anyway, they just wrote about that kind of stuff. It was a strange house with a strange history.
How about Lizzie Borden's house?
I've been to Lizzie
Have you
Borden's
really?
house. I've read
Yeah.
every single book written
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Lizzie Borden.
Yeah.
And if you'd ever like to read the best one, I'll be glad to lend it to you. It's very interesting. And the woman that wrote the book researched it. I mean, just right down to the last scratch. And she made sense out of everything that happened. But I've been down there, and I'll tell you, I went with Norma Sherwin and 5 other elders. We had a trip in the old bus, and we went down, and we went through the tour of the house and everything. We went to the library where we looked at all the artifacts they are there, the hatchet and all that. And we wound up, I get this ass backwards, we did the tour of the house finally. So upstairs in the master bedroom, before Mr. Borden had, I guess he was in the habit of taking the change out of his pocket and putting it on the top of the bureau, which was, used to do that. When we used to have change. We don't have change anymore. And then when I'd get too much, I'd scoop it and put it in a bucket. Well, anyway, I guess he did the same thing. So Norma says, "Is anybody looking?" I said, "Why?" And she stole a penny.
Whole penny, huh?
Yeah. I said,
That's funny.
Norma, this is not a good thing to do. She said, shut up. So anyway, to make a long story short, we came down to the levels of the stairs, went up in the attic, and we came back down all those, and we went through all the rooms. And well, I thank you for coming and everything, and well, we really enjoyed it, blah, blah, blah. We went out, the bus had a flat tire.
Look what you
took
did,
the
Norma.
penny. Yeah, the penny
It's
did it.
Norma's
Yeah.
fault.
You can't make this stuff up.
Shame on you, Norma.
I mean, how can this be? She's still got the penny at
Oh,
home,
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
Ay, ay,
Too
ay.
funny.
What? Elderly gun suicide crisis plagues rural Maine. Maine leads the country in elders committing suicide.
Be loneliness, maybe, because there's a lot of wilderness
That's
up
what
there.
it's got to be.
Yeah, with no family or friends.
I'm going to
around.
start a conspiracy.
I don't know about the conspiracy.
I'm going to start a conspiracy.
All right.
Do you know who's become very interested in owning property in Maine?
Yes, every phony yuppie in Massachusetts who wants to buy cheap land.
No,
Uh-oh.
the Chinese. The Chinese have bought up hundreds of acres. I saw this yesterday on a podcast. They've bought up hundreds of acres and have pot farms, marijuana farms, in numerous locations in the woods in Maine. And they're growing their own marijuana, processing it, and illegally selling it. The police are ignoring it because marijuana is legal in Maine.
Wow.
So now there's a whole to-do about the police are looking the other way and not following through with going after all of this corruption
You know,
going on in
I
Maine.
subscribe to the Maine Sportsman. I subscribe to the Northeast Sportsman. I am a member of, oh man, I could get the card out of my wallet, but it's a Sportsman's Alliance of Maine. I used to be a member of the Maine Trappers Association. I love the state of Maine. That's the first I've ever heard of that.
Yep. And it was on the Sean Ryan show. He's a popular veteran that does a podcast.
Really?
The gentleman was on there for 2.5 hours talking, and he is a reporter up there. And he's done thousands of hours of research
Wow.
delving into the Chinese and their interest in Maine in general. And the coordination with Oklahoma, cooperation between Oklahoma and Maine.
Wow.
Yep. So I'm just starting a conspiracy here.
Wow.
I don't know if it's factual. We're talking about elderly citizens committing suicide.
Yeah. Now, when I saw this, I said, elderly gun suicide crisis. Okay.
I want to know who's buying
Low-
up their property.
Loneliness, I think, is a distinct possibility,
Sure,
driven by poverty.
sure.
I think a combination of those two things could well be, because if a casual visitor is struck by the beauty of Maine, but if you had to live through a winter up there, that
Have you
would
seen
get
what the taxes have done over the past 8 months?
no.
In some cases, they've gone up over 60%.
The people up there can't afford that.
No.
It's maybe an attempt to drive the people out.
They're trying to generate revenue to pick up the slack for all the money they spent during the migrant crisis.
Yeah. So is Massachusetts.
Yep.
Yeah. I've got so much stuff here.
Yeah, your pile's big there.
Yeah, we're never going to get to it, but nonetheless, I'll thumb through it quickly. Quickly.
Today's word, quickly.
Vermont substitute teacher caught with cocaine in school. She had packets of cocaine.
And what grade? What level? High school, middle school?
She worked at the town middle and elementary school both.
What town was it?
I'm sorry, Vermont.
Vermont.
Vermont, it was Barry, Vermont. And school officials, police chief William Dodge said the student alerted school officials after noticing that Mrs. Martin was fidgety and a little high-strung. School officials called 911, and the police went in with a clear the halls procedure, and they searched the school, and I guess she admitted, you'll find cocaine in my jacket pocket. She was treated by EMS personnel as, she was the fidgety one.
Yeah.
And they took her away. The Barry Unified School District did not immediately respond to a request for comment.
How old was she?
47.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so if I could just find everything I have about stuff like this, there appears to be two groups that are running amok, that have no bloody business running amok. Teachers
union.
and policemen. Mm-hmm. The state police are a disgrace, but so are some of the locals. Unbelievable. Hub needs recovery, not injection sites. How do you guys feel about clean injection sites for drug addicts?
I don't like it. I think they've got to get them off it, because there's no end to it. There is an end, but it's not pleasant. You got to get them off it somehow. Maybe open up hospitals again. Get them off it, because you keep injecting that stuff. It's not making it any better.
The liberals do not want them in hospitals or prisons or schools or whatever. They don't. They want them out in the community.
Well, why don't they take one in and, feed them and help them? And why don't they do that? If they do that, then they're good people. If they're just prolonging, then it's not doing any good.
Governor Healy hasn't had any at home, has she?
No, none of them. None of these illegals that they want have gone to the people, like around Norfolk. They welcome illegals. Remember I wonder how many, if you walked up and said, you really feel that you really want to help illegals, why don't you take one in, feed them, clothe them, maybe send them to school, and do that. If you're willing to do that, I'm for it.
Yep.
But if you're not, you're a friggin' hypocrite.
Out the door.
We saw that at Martha's Vineyard, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as they showed up there, they got them on a boat back to the mainland.
Right back.
In less than an hour, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They weren't going to put up with that.
Yeah.
But yes, they were telling us we were the bigots.
Right.
Yeah. And so anyway, there's been articles like this. Money for soccer or drugs. Now they're going to build this soccer stadium. Actually, they're building two soccer stadiums in Boston. And So what they're saying is, well, wait a minute. The state is going to build. They're going to underwrite one of these soccer stadiums,
They're at the Revolution doing it.
and we've got the people on Mass and Cass living on the street, laying on the road, living in squalor. But we're going to build a stadium for $250 million for some of the good people's kids to play soccer in.
Wouldn't that be the Revolution's responsibility to
One-
promote soccer?
One would think. I don't think so.
The logic
Now-
is going out the window.
So, how about this one, this story? Street racing chaos in Boston. So the kids are blocking off the streets with cars, and they're making drag strips between one that's a couple of blocks away and one that's a couple of blocks the other way. And they're racing, and they're crashing into each other. And the police, what can we do? And
That's something, you know, it's the governor or the mayor's fault, or
Of course
whoever's
it
running
is.
the city. What they should do, if you had a mayor that had any guts, you tell those kids, you give them a warning, put it in mail, put it on this thing saying, if you do this again, you're going to jail for 30 days, you're going to have a record. So they say, they wouldn't do that. So they do it. You arrest 30, 40 of them, put them in jail 30 days, and give them a record, and say, okay, you're out now. See how quick that would stop.
there's not a judge in Massachusetts
No, well-
who would sentence the
Well,
kids.
that's the problem.
They'd bring them in. What? The police have brought you in here for what? No, you're not going to get a record out of me. This is ridiculous. The police bringing you in on charges like this. The case dismissed.
You're not going to see that in the south or the northwest.
You better
You'll never see
believe
that.
it. That's exactly right. So in this particular story, the cruiser was torched. $60,000 cruiser. Officers assaulted by street takeover mob. Now, Mayor Wu has said this can't continue.
Wow. What's she going to do?
Well, she's going to go back home and lock the door.
Oh. I saw something about their getting these guys with $10,000 bond
Yes,
for that.
they are now. They have raised the bonds. I think one was 600. One was 6,000, and one was 8,000.
They bumped it up to 10.
10. You know,
You got to
I-
have 1%. So you got to have $100.
Now, I've said this before.
10%? 10%.
But you know, these kids go along and they pull the keys out and key cars. They should catch the kids, bring them home, and say, "Do you know where your boy was?" Well, you're going to wish you are, because we're going to take you to court, and you're going to pay for a $25,000 repaint on this guy's car.
No, that's the way it should be.
That's
They should
right.
be responsible for the damage.
Yep, you were responsible when you let the lad out, and if you've raised him to be a hellion, pay for it.
That's right.
They got to take responsibility for their own actions anymore. It's
Yeah.
It's kind of important to address that and bring it to the head.
This is interesting. So there's a woman that's on the MBTA, and she's on the stairs, and an elderly woman tries to come up the stairs behind her. She turns around and she shoves her and knocks her flying. Guess what they've done? They've banned her from the MBTA. Now, how do they do that?
And how do they
Does
enforce it?
every MBTA person have to memorize her face?
Yeah. How do they monitor that?
Yeah.
Is it a shock collar? You come within 100 feet of the MBTA and you get shocked?
Yeah. I mean, she did damage to this woman.
It's like a dog collar.
Oh, yeah.
God. in Britain, killings are racking Jewish community. Britain's Jewish community is under fire. Where does this anti-Semitism come from?
What media are you talking about?
Well, the British are finding all kinds of things to ban. Freedom of speech is gone and all that. But they are having really bad outbreaks of anti-Semitism. And we're experiencing it here in this
Yeah,
country.
we already have.
It's becoming commonplace. Where does it come from? The schools?
Probably partially.
TV?
Partially.
The internet?
Probably all those three, sure. And you know the trouble, you can complain about these cities and the states and the countries, but it's the people who put these guys in office. And I always tell my wife, if you elect this guy, like the guy in New York that's going in, and he does things you don't like, then don't bitch about it, because you put him in.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. You know, you deserve what you get.
Yeah. So, bouncing around again. So, Long Island is one of the small islands that sits off Boston. And there was a bridge to Long Island, and it was decreed unsafe. So the cars couldn't go over there. But that's where they were putting all the dope addicts, in buildings over there. It was a forced hospital, and that's where they were treating them.
Are you talking about New York?
No,
No,
Boston.
Boston.
Boston?
Yeah.
There's a Long Island in
Yeah.
Boston?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
In
didn't know that.
fact, they just had a vote on it again, 12-0, to prioritize the recovery of a center for taking care of the addicts. And they're sourcing it out there on Long Island. Now, this is such a phony deal because it's going to take 7 years to come up with the plans for the bridge and the rehab plans for the buildings.
Wow.
So
7
in
years.
the meantime,
It's our government at work.
those people that are laying and sleeping in the gutters on Mass and Cass, I guess just going to stay there for
Yeah,
7 more
yeah,
years?
yeah.
That's the plan?
Yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you, Mayor Wu is a ball of fire.
On
And
it.
she's going to be worse because she's going to get reelected.
She's on it.
Yeah.
You know, once they get that power, they, you know, it's all over.
Yep. Now, here's the picture of the car,
Yep.
the police car.
Yeah, yeah.
And the cops are saying, look, the problem is the judges are this low bail. We've got to raise the bail and keep these people locked up and then sentence them appropriately.
Absolutely.
But we don't want to do that.
No, not.
No, incarceration stops the ability for these people to be healed. Now, this is kind of speaks to a previous issue that I had touched upon, and that is the police. Up in Haverhill, now they have a double shakeup in the police department. The chief is gone, and the deputy that replaced him is gone. They still haven't come out totally with what the problem is, but I'll be willing to bet you money has got a lot to do with it. Money and drugs. But we are losing respect for the police. But how can you respect the police when you read articles like this? Now, we've also lost a respect for life. 4 killed, 20 injured in a bar shooting. This is good. St. Helena Island, South Carolina. A mass shooting early Sunday at a crowded bar on an idyllic island considered to be the largest Gullah community on the South Carolina coast has left 4 people dead and at least 20 injured. Now, the Gullah people, there's about 5,000 of them left, and they trace their ancestry back to enslaved West Africans who once worked rice plantations in the area. They go on to talk about the fact that they've been having incidents at this bar. So they had a big party, and somebody came in with a gun, started shooting. 4 dead and 20 wounded. We never did things like this.
We never knew about it if it did happen.
Yeah, but that was never in the news. I mean, the average age of a first-time home buyer in the U.S. has gone up to 38 years of age. How old were you when you bought your first house, Ed?
I was 30, let's see, it was 32. 32. Well, I was older. I didn't get married till I was like 30, and my wife was real young. She was only 20. I robbed the cradle, but we won't go into that. I didn't get married till I was 30, 31. No,
Ed,
30, so
Ed, I was 31 when I got
yeah,
married.
all right, okay.
And
yeah.
my wife was 23.
Oh, okay, so we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
Well, when did you buy your first house?
Year and a half after we got married.
Oh, that's
So I would have been 32 or 33.
yeah, it's the same as me,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of my friends bought houses in their 20s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
In fact, was it true in your high school class that the girls, as they graduated, had it in their yearbook that they were getting married
Oh,
in
yeah,
June or married in July?
Yeah,
or,
it was the big thing in the late 60s and
Yeah.
the 70s, yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as you got out of school, they wanted to get married.
Yeah.
All my wife's friends got married in their like
Exactly.
20, 21, 22.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Different
that's-
today, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I guess so. But I was looking at my yearbook, thumbing through it. About half of the girls they were getting married.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the big goal
Yeah.
for women. Rightly or wrongly, it was the big goal.
Yeah, yeah. How many in your class do you think are still alive?
I have no idea.
No idea. There's no association that keeps track of them or
Yeah,
anything?
well, I mean, I haven't gone to, the reunions. I think the last one was, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, but I didn't go to that one. I'd say, let's see, how many was in my class? 250 in Natick, about 225, 250. I don't know. I'd say, I don't know, half or less. I have no idea, really.
Yeah. Let's see, I think we were about 80 people in the first class at King Philip.
Yeah.
And there's a girl, Maureen, that keeps track, tries to be the pivot point for all stories about us in that class. And she can't find a whole bunch of people, but the ones she can find, most of them are dead. So, yeah, we're the same bloody age. We're through the same thing.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Is there any help for the Ukraine?
What do you mean, to end the war?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to happen either this year or early next year, because, eventually Trump's going to cut everything off for Russia. You stop their oil supply, they don't export anything else. What do they export? Maybe a few minerals. They don't
about
export no clothing or cars or anything.
Yeah.
They got no exports except oil and a few
They
minerals.
were never smart
and
enough
maybe
to
vodka too.
to
But,
come up with an economy.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, you look at the military equipment, it looks like it was designed by
Yeah.
children.
No, that's right. Well, look at the Ukrainians.
Yeah.
They held them to a standstill. You got a nuclear power against, a very small nation with not too much armaments. And they held-
The most corrupt nation in Europe,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Ukraine.
yeah,
And they held them right to
Yeah.
a dead stop.
yeah.
I'd like to think the president's going to be able to pull something off. May not, it's going to be a compromise. No one is going to be happy, but at least the shooting is going to
Yeah,
stop.
right. I
Yeah.
think that's what he wants. Yeah.
All right. What is the best TV show ever on television?
I like Seinfeld and MASH.
Yeah. Two excellent. Who's your favorite guy on MASH?
Let me think. Well, it was the son of the other actor. What was his name? The two guys that were the
Oh, Trapper and
the other one.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. Yeah, I liked him. Yeah, he was funny.
Hawkeye?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the lead guy, right?
Yeah,
and
he was.
Trapper was his buddy.
He was, but they hated each other.
Well, I don't know. Did they?
They
really?
did, yeah. That's why Trapper quit. Remember the year that Trapper?
Oh, you mean in real life?
In real life.
I
Remember
thought-
the year that Trapper and Henry both. Henry died in a plane crash.
yeah.
But Trapper got a ship. He got an early out and left.
Yeah.
That same year, both of them did it because they hated Hawkeye. Hawkeye stole all the lines. He wanted to be the only one to have funny lines.
Yeah, he was.
And the other two couldn't stand him.
How about the doctor from Massachusetts? What was his name? The doctor.
Oh, yeah, John.
Winchester.
Winchester. Yeah, he was.
The one, the best, I loved Henry.
Yeah,
Especially when he was trying to fix something.
yeah.
He was trying to fix a radio or something, and he was mumbling, and Radar came in and said, "What's wrong, sir?" "I can't get this bloody thing to work together. I can't get it put together." "Oh, that must have been why you decided to become a surgeon, sir. You're good with your hands?" And he said to Radar, "Just giving up any idea of making sergeant, Radar?" I do like those two, but you got one?
Well, MASH, of course.
Okay.
I loved MASH. I'm a TV nut. I've been watching
Yep.
TV for so many years. I've got a wide variety of tastes. So
Narrow it down to one.
Big Bang Theory was very good.
Okay.
If you ever watched it, the
I did.
intelligence of them and their quips and all that was very good. But you can't compare it to MASH. MASH blew the doors off of everything.
Not my show.
Alan Alda, and what was yours?
Married with Children.
I think I saw maybe 1 or 2 episodes of that.
Really?
That's it. That's all
Are you
I saw.
kidding me?
I was a youngster. I was out playing. I was out having fun when that was on.
Al Bundy?
Uh-huh.
That is the greatest
that was
show
funny, yeah.
that ever happened.
It was.
I tell you what, when you want to go on a binge,
Watch them, yeah.
no. Yeah, because it's tough finding them.
Oh, no.
You can find them?
I can get all of them.
Because I've got
I have the knowledge.
every single show.
I'm a tech guy.
Oh,
I
that's
can
right
find
too.
any of that
Yeah,
stuff.
all right.
How about Meathead and that crew?
Oh,
Archie Bunker?
Archie Bunker.
yeah. I never cared for Archie, but
Well, then the Jeffersons, you want to go
Yeah,
get
Jeffersons
into the
were-
Jeffersons and One Day at a Time. You know, those were all the classics of the 70s, you know.
the Cop Show.
NYPD
Sergeant
Blue?
Sergeant Friday.
Oh,
No,
Kojak?
no. It was on in the same genre here.
Car 54? No.
No, the captain was always in his office, and the inspector would come in. Frank J. Lugar, inspector.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was real
Yeah,
funny.
and,
that was in New York City.
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forget the name of it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, they had that. The guy. What was that guy?
They had the Chinese guy,
Yeah.
Barney Miller.
Bonnie Miller.
Bonnie Miller. Yeah.
That's it. One of the great
Wojciechowicz was my favorite
one of
character.
the great lines they had, the Chinese guy had it. There was a guy in the cell. When do I get my call? When do I get my call? And the Chinese guy is sitting right next to the cell, and his telephone rings, and he goes, "Oh, maybe it's in. This is it now."
That one, and Welcome
have-
Back, Kotter. Yep.
I have Connie Francis's name. She died at the age of 87. You know, she was raped.
No. Oh yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah.
She was. It was a violent rape,
Yeah.
and she never recovered from it. And she lived a horrible life after that. She, in her 60s, she finally came out of the shell
guts,
a little
yeah.
bit. But you know, the point is we don't appreciate it because we're men.
Yep. Right.
But the damage that that does to women, it just points to her. And she was such a bubbly and such a great entertainer. And to have her life shut down,
Yeah.
and that guy was never caught.
Oh really? Oh, well. Did she sing "Where the Boys Are"?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got every song of hers,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's just a note to myself about keying cars. Gen Z voters are gravitating to the left, to the
right.
far left.
Yeah. Oh, to the far left?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the other way
Well,
around.
why are so many young voters gravitating to the far left and are getting closer and closer to the edge of the cliff?
Who wrote that? Was that an article?
It
or
was
not?
on television. One of those doctors. Now, some of the Gen Z voters are returning and voted conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the predominant bunch is still liberal. And so why do they go left? So I wrote down some notes, and this guy was talking like this, but the breakdown of the family unit.
Probably.
Yeah. You know,
Probably because they think the government's going to take care of them no matter what happens, whether they work
Well,
or they don't work. Or,
the fathers work 2 jobs, so the father's never around. On Saturday, the father plays golf and drinks beer. The mother has to work 2 jobs to keep the family afloat. And she has to have her time off, too. So the kids are sent outside to play. Yeah. There's no one watching the kids. There's no one interfacing with the kids.
and another thing, too, is a lot of people say, well, I was liberal in college till I got my first paycheck. So how much, 50% went to the government?
Yeah.
And then they got a little more conservative.
Education has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Our education system is really done.
You know what?
They did enormous damage on kids.
Yeah, it
My
does.
daughter is one of those. That,
And yet, I taught CCD. Suzanne Marie forced me to with a hammerlock. And she said, I can't get anybody to teach the 8th grade. You're going to teach it. So I was Sex and Proper Behavior was the title of the. So anyway, I got to teach them. So they were great. There was 12 of them, 13 of them. And I had a unique way of teaching. They all got a book. And in the front page, they had bullets for the chapters. So I said, open to the bullet page. I said, okay, we're going to review the bullets. We'll review a couple of them. Don't smoke in school, don't hit your sister, or whatever they were. So, does anybody want to talk about the bullets? No. It's okay. What do you guys want to talk about? And then we would talk. And they would talk about the things they were interested in. I said, now, do your teachers in school say to you, what do you want to talk about when there's a dead air? No. I said, so if you were to rate King Philip, how would you rate them? Or better yet, how would you rate the teachers? I had, in this class, I had half girls and half boys. A couple of the boys were smart, and they were good. They were good kids. The other three were asleep. And I let them sleep. Okay, as long as they weren't making noise, I didn't care what they did. And the girls, every one of them were good. And so I said, well, what's your complaint with the teachers? Okay, let me give you one. Miss Harris, I'm making that up. But I said, okay. She goes to the blackboard. This is the beginning of class. All right, pay attention, class. I'm writing notes for you to copy down. Copy these in your notebooks. And she'd spend almost the entire period facing the blackboard writing notes down. And the kids had to wait till she got out of the way so they could write the notes down. At the end of the class, she'd say, okay, tomorrow we'll do chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. And she would do it by writing notes on the board. The 5th day, Friday, quiz. Study your notes. And one girl said to me, if she didn't speak to us about get your notebook out, write in your notebook, study your notebook, she never spoke to us otherwise. I said, when there was some big newsworthy thing, did she say, hey kids, let's talk about what happened yesterday with the hurricanes down south, hundreds of people killed? Nothing. And she said, we didn't talk about anything.
No current events?
Nothing. Wow. And she said the others were like that, but were just not interested in us. She said, I think that's the best way to sum it up. Not interested in us.
Me, selfishness.
Yeah. So when we had the last day of the semester, so I said to them, all right, now we're going to play honesty. Anyone here open their book at home? Raise your hand. Not one kid did. Did any of you at home talk about this class with your mother and father? One kid said, I talked to my dad about you and told him what a cool guy you were. So, another instance, we had an ongoing thing we were talking about, and I was reading them a story I cut out of the newspaper, And it described a fire as the most serious Holocaust in the history of this city or something. And I said, we all know what a Holocaust is, right? No. I said, well, it's a huge fire or a huge calamity that's very, very destructive, or it is the act of murdering Jews and other people during World War II by Nazi Germany. And there was just blank faces there. I said, we understand the Holocaust, don't we? You've been taught that in school? No. Your folks have never talked about it? No. So I said, okay. I said, close your books up. You don't have them open anyway, but I said something like that. I'm going to tell you about the Holocaust. So I talked to them for an hour about the Holocaust. 2 girls came up to me after class. Said, Mr. Crane, why don't they teach us that in school? I said, beats the heck out of me. She said, thank you for that whole thing. These kids were great. So I'm wondering, is it the fault of the kids or is it the fault of the teachers?
I think it's the teachers
I do too,
and the parents.
and the curriculum. They just left-wing wacko crap. Yeah. This is good. I can squeeze this one in. Funeral home owner gets 20 years. A Colorado funeral home owner who stashed nearly 190 dead bodies in a decrepit building and sent grieving families fake ashes was sentenced to 20 years in prison Friday for defrauding customers. Nearly $900,000. And he also was nicked for he pled guilty to conspiring to commit wire fraud also. Would you tell me what someone like that does? I mean, what? Why couldn't he just dispose of the ashes normally? Or maybe there's some place that charges him to take them and dispose of them. So I don't know. Hard to believe. Eat a live fish or curdled milk.
Curdled milk.
How many minutes we got left?
Neither.
Unless it's
Oh,
sushi.
5, okay.
If it's sushi,
I
it's
don't.
different.
I would go without. A live fish or curdled milk.
Yeah.
I'll just go without.
Go without.
I don't have to have a choice.
What's wrong with sushi? I mean, that's pretty. Well, that's not live though.
Yeah, it's not live.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Taking a bite out of a live fish. I don't know.
No, I
Well,
curdled milk.
I wish I could find. Oh, what is the comeback kid of the American economy?
I mean, someone who started with nothing and
Basically,
well, there's Musk, but I don't know how he had enough to start with.
okay.
Are we talking American-born?
No, it doesn't even have to be American born. It can be a movement.
But it had to do with the American economy.
Yes.
But did he start off with nothing? Is that what you're trying to say?
The comeback kid
Yeah.
started, failed,
Oh, okay. All right.
and then came back with a roar.
Well, Trump did. He was bankrupt
Yeah,
a couple of
that's
times
a good
along
one.
the way. Yeah.
The nuclear industry.
Yeah, that's coming back. Yeah.
it is coming back
Yeah.
like gangbusters.
Yeah. Clean energy.
Well, Europe, if you go up, France is like 80% nuclear.
Yeah.
If you go up the what's the big Rhine River, you'll see a couple of nuclear plants along the way. And Europe has a lot of nuclear plants because they had no other way
They
to
do.
get power.
They do.
And
And they went over to it.
Yeah,
and,
they did.
And they
Yeah.
jumped in with both feet.
Yeah,
And they've
France was.
compacted it drastically.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot smaller
Yeah.
to put out the same production of power. So technology's gotten so far, it's incredible.
Oh, boy. Did I ever talk to you guys about hard work?
I don't.
I'm
think
allergic
so.
to it.
I loved working.
I did too.
It is the anchor of your life. When I retired, I felt lost. I sat in a chair at home for 2 days saying, what the hell am I going to do?
Right. Find stuff
But
to do.
I enjoyed working, and when I had jobs, I always tried to do them the absolute best I could.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
And mine was 45 years.
Yeah.
Same job.
I really enjoyed working. That's why sometimes the kids want it all handled.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the parents again. I think the parents are big, and they tried to do it. Every generation wanted to give their kids a little easier life. Like, my father had his father during the Depression. He was rough on him. And my father wasn't rough, but he taught us things,
Yeah.
money and this and
My
that.
father loved us.
Yeah.
And that's why
Yeah.
loved us. And that's why he tried to make things easier
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
kids.
that's right,
But,
we did,
But
yeah.
in fact, he spoiled them.
Yeah. Well, now it's, they buy them new cars when they graduate. They do all this and
I want an electric car, Daddy.
So
get the plug.
motivated, ethical, honest.
Yeah.
Those were the three main character traits that I think my dad instilled in me.
Those are excellent.
You know,
Yeah, those are words to live by.
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, on that note, folks, be ethical, be honest,
Motivated.
and be motivated. And we'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed the show, and go out and enjoy the day. Oh no, it's raining.
It's
out.
raining out. Yeah.
Well, just go do something.
Get a good book.
Watch the Bruins. They're
Yeah,
on
the-
now.
Read a good
The
book.
Bruins are
Yeah,
on.
1
Yeah.
o'clock today. Yeah.
No.
No, today they're
Oh,
on.
they're on at 1?
1 o'clock is a holiday.
I better get rolling.
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
I got to bring you The Dynasty. That book on the Patriots.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I
On
tell-
Kraft. It's really good.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, I'd like to read that.
Really good.
All right. Well,
We're
that's
good.
it, folks.
We're good.
Go in peace.